Hi, Brian Diaz with B. Diaz Realty, and we're here at Albertus Cottage in Orange City, Florida today, and my guest is Kimberly Reading. She's a senior planner for the city of Orange City, and she's also the president of the VIA Orange City Women's Club. Kimberly, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am happily married for 18 years to my husband, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 teenage boys.
Okay.
And we're currently residing in Enterprise.
All right, awesome. And so you are the senior planner for the city of Orange City. Tell me a little bit about your job and what it is that you do for the city.
I have been at the city for almost 7 years.
Okay.
I was really blessed to have that opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to go to work there. I've always enjoyed being in the city, and given the opportunity to work there was something I was really excited to do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a background in planning. I had gone to school and received a degree in history and worked in land development.
Okay.
But
How long did you do the land development for?
Oh, about 13 years.
Okay.
And translatable skills
Sure.
landed me a job as a baby planner in the city's development services department.
Okay.
And I've been able to grow my skills and apply my passion for the history of Orange City
Mm-hmm.
to my job. So I'm a senior planner, one of the senior planners
Okay.
at the city, and I get to work with residents, business owners, and help them plan their new projects, new development. But
So you
also,
help shape the face of Orange City. You get to play a role in that.
I do, and my passion being the history, I
Mhm.
feel like it's a good place for me to work to help. Progress and preservation tend to be at odds with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to be able to strike a balance with the community, because Orange City has a really unique sense of place with our historical buildings
Mhm.
and being an older community.
So now is that passion rooted from your just history of your family living here in Orange City? You mentioned earlier that, you went to school and you were a history major.
Yes, so my family's been in this area for over 100 years. They came to Orange City and DeLand
Wow.
around 1910, in the 1910s,
Okay.
and settled it between Orange City and DeLand. And my great-grandmother went to Stetson University also.
That's amazing.
And married this artisan from Orange City, and he was a
Mhm.
master plasterer. Samuel Stone did a lot of the work in the area. Like, he helped build Holly Tower and did all the molding inside the Athens Theater. And
So your family really has roots here in the community, and that's always resonated with you.
True. And growing up at Orange City Elementary School, same school my grandfather went to,
Uh-huh.
that was exciting. And learning about our community through our 4th grade Florida history adventures. We
Right.
did the walking tours of the downtown historic area and got to see a lot of the places that today I get to work to preserve.
Isn't that so cool how that kind of comes full circle and I grew up here in Orange City as well.
Yeah.
And so I also attended Orange City Elementary, but now you get an opportunity to shape the future of the city. What does that mean to you?
I get to go to work at Orange City every day, and I feel it's nice to be able to play a part, right?
Mhm.
And to see how the city is taking a progressive approach toward preservation and redeveloping the downtown. They just finished this beautiful streetscape along Holly Avenue and improving the area around Mill Lake. I like to be able to be an advocate for the community of Orange City that's been here for a long time. It's easy to see new, but to really play a balance between what's here and bringing in the new, so that they work together.
And still to give the respect to the history, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like an advocate for that. And I appreciate that.
Here in Albertus Cottage, this cottage was relocated here. Is that right?
Yeah. People think moving buildings is unusual, but it's really was very common early on in our town history. This building was built around the turn of the century.
Okay.
And was first over by the library. There were three buildings altogether that were moved off of that property so they could build the library.
Right.
And this is one, and two of the other historic properties nearby were moved to make way for the new library.
That's got to be some undertaking.
I don't know how they did it. I mean, I can pull together some ideas, but altogether, the fact that the buildings were preserved, they appreciated the value of an existing structure, and we get to use them today. Today, this is the home of the VIA Orange City Women's Club.
Okay.
And historically, this building served as the Homemakers Extension Club and the 4-H Club. And it was from probably around 1920 into the 1980s that it was active with those groups. It was slated for demolition.
Oh,
actually.
wow. Is that right?
Yeah. And there was some termites in a later edition that was put on the building. And the city was given the building, and the city didn't think it could be saved. There's some grassroots movement, and fortunately our current mayor, Gary Blair, was part of that process and helped save the building. And today it's owned by the city.
Great.
But it's used for educational purposes. Our club has a home here, but it's also the city's archives for historical records. And we have historical displays for the public to learn about our architectural history, our development. We have a new display that is for the geomorphic history of the DeLand Ridge, which is new and it hasn't really been seen yet, but we're excited about telling people about the environmental history of this area. So.
It's so great that you can share that with the community. And I have an affinity for architecture and old buildings and things like that. And so even just stepping foot in here and just thinking of what it must have been like 100 years ago, it's just, you really do get that sense of history as soon as you walk in the door. So I'm so happy that the city was able to do that.
Me
for
too.
This building. Yeah. You are also the president of the Orange City Women's Club.
Yeah, I mentioned the VIA. That stands for Village Improvement Association.
Okay.
Orange City Women's Club. We're actually a 128-year-old organization.
Wow.
We've been serving the community of Orange City as a women's club since 1894. And we're part of the General Federation of Women's Clubs. And I'm current president.
Right.
And so, yeah, we've done a lot of good things.
So tell me a little bit about that role and how you found yourself in that leadership position with the Women's Club.
Oh, well, it's been a challenge during COVID.
I can imagine.
We had a lot of members traditionally were older, retired women. And during COVID, we had some members step away from the club due to social distancing and just really trying to reassess priorities. And so as a younger member of the club and a tenured member of the club, I stepped into the role as president to try and lead us through this new era of our organization. So we're actively trying to grow our membership and find our place in the 21st century.
And tell us a little bit about your mission. What is it that the group strives to achieve for the city?
Well, obviously we work to preserve the history here and provide the education about our history. We actually produce a book, Our Story of Orange City, Florida. It's something that we've actually produced first in 1965.
Oh, okay.
And we've periodically provided new editions. This one, most recent edition, was published in 2019.
Okay.
And so it's something that we're proud of. It's not the only thing we do, but it's how we contribute locally to help people understand the sense of place that they are in when they come to Orange City. And really proud of this. This was like a 5-year project to update. But we have other projects.
It's funny because growing up here in Orange City and as a child, you go and you have your friends and you play, but you never think about the history of like where you're living. And so that's such a great resource to be able to offer the community and really to anybody that wants to learn more about the area. It's
actually a lot of information. It goes all the way back from prehistory to the current. We try to really in-depth talk about different aspects of our community.
And where can people get that book?
They can buy it on the website for
Okay.
our club, which is gfwcorangecity.org.
Okay.
Or they can buy a copy at the city clerk's office
Very cool.
right here on East Graves Avenue.
Great.
They're
so
only
everybody
$25.
make sure $25. Pick up a copy of the history of Orange City. It's very much appreciated.
Yes.
Very cool.
The funds that we get from that help
Uh-huh.
us do benevolent activities in the city. So we offer
Great.
scholarships to high school
Mhm.
women at a university high school, and among other things, you know.
Right. Which university high school wasn't even, it was all wooded area back when we were younger. And
Yeah.
so now we have our own high school here in Orange City. It's really changed over the last 20, 30 years. It's amazing to see.
The secret is out.
It is good.
Yeah, Orange City's growing. I don't know if, as a historian, I look at the
Mhm.
census. You know, when I came to Orange City in 1980,
Okay.
the population was around 1,100, and now we're
Wow.
over 12,000. You know, so it's
Wow.
quite a lot
Yeah.
of.
I moved in the area, wasn't in Orange City originally. We were in Deltona, but I think around 83 or so. And then my parents built their home, which my mom still lives in today, back in 1985. So yeah, it's great to see everything that's, all of the growth and just how modern the city has really become.
Certainly, there's growing pains.
Sure.
You know, when you bring in a lot of new development and a lot of new residential, it adds traffic. It
Sure.
adds burdens on the network of the city. The city works really hard. The city government works really hard
Mhm.
to try and keep up with those level of service, you know, that everybody expects. And, you know, housing, we have a great place to live. We have a
Mhm.
lot of attractive opportunities around
Blue Springs
us.
State Park is here, which everybody really loves and enjoys. People come from all over.
It's a really great place to go visit,
Mhm.
and it's wintertime, so pretty soon everybody will be flocking in to see the manatees, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like the highlight of being able to go to Blue Springs State Park is to be able to go out there and see the manatees. And
Yeah.
especially when they have the little calves with them and stuff. So
Yeah.
and even the riding trails and the things like that are in the area.
True. And the city's working right now on a project to try and bring a trail from downtown out to
Mhm.
the park. So there'll be even more connectivity with the state park
Awesome.
in the future.
What do you want to see for the future of Orange City? What is what is the vision of the city? What would the city like to see for the city of Orange City moving forward?
Well, I'll speak for myself.
Okay.
I really want to see a more vibrant downtown, and I think the city's working toward that.
Mhm.
We, as an old community, 140 years old, we just brought sewer into the downtown area
Wow.
within the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to open a business here with a restaurant
Mhm.
or a cafe or a hair salon didn't exist because we didn't have the infrastructure to support that business and meet the current standards of the health department.
And from a
requirements.
planning perspective, that's a major feat.
It is. It was a big endeavor, and the city really worked hard to accomplish that.
Mhm.
It's not everywhere, but
Right.
along Holly Avenue,
Mhm.
it's really giving an opportunity for this historic area to thrive again.
Mhm.
So I'm excited about the future of our downtown,
Very
having
cool.
a vibrancy, a little heartbeat again.
And we're moving into the holidays, so we're getting ready to get everything all decorated. We got Thanksgiving coming up, and Orange City always does such a great job at Christmas time as well.
Yeah, they have the Light Up Orange City event
Mhm.
at the beginning of the month in December, and the
My mom's always
parade.
there.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Kim, thank you so very much for joining me today. I appreciate your time and for you
Enjoyed
sharing
it.
a little bit about, what it is you do as a city planner, and also, everything that you do for the Orange City Women's Club, and to preserve the history and to teach others about the history of Orange City.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you.